Hi, and welcome to Crafts with Ash DIY and Decor. My name's Ashley, and today I am so excited to share with you my Christmas mantle and living room decorate with me. I absolutely love how it came out. I am going with the red and gold theme this year, mixed in with some naturals and the burlap touches, so I think you're really gonna enjoy it. First, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that little notification bell and hit the drop down menu and click all so you're notified about all notifications. I upload every Wednesday and Friday with a ton of content I know you're going to want to see. All right, so before we get started with my decorate with me, I wanted to make a really big statement piece to go over my mantle. So let's jump into the craft room real quick and create something magical. So for this DIY, like I said, I wanted it to be really big. So I'm going to use 5 of these long signs from the Dollar Tree. And as you can see, I just have a collection of them. So the first thing I'm going to do is prep them. So I'm going to take out any staples. I'm going to take out any of the 3D pieces that are on the front, any bows. I'm just going to take off basically everything, so I'm just left with the board. Next, I'm going to go ahead and lay these out. This piece was so big, as you can see, I had to do it on the floor. So I did lay these out, making sure that they were all even with each other. And then I'm going to take some duct tape and I'm going to tape them together. So normally I don't do this, but because it is such a huge piece, I just felt like it needed some more security. So I'm just going to go through and duct tape each of these pieces to each other. Now, of course, I ran out of duct tape to do the last one, so I'll get back to that in a second. But next, what I'm going to do is take popsicle sticks or craft sticks, and I'm going to go ahead and glue those over the seams where 2 signs meet to go ahead and attach them and give them more security. I am making sure to use a good amount of these craft sticks because, like I said, it is a big piece and obviously I want it to stay together. So then I found some painter's tape, so I'm just going to use that to go ahead and tape these last 2 signs together, and then I'm going to continue putting on my craft sticks. After that's done, I'm going to flip over my board, and one of the little signs had holes in it, so I'm going to go ahead and fill those in with my lightweight spackling. And then I'm going to sand down the areas where the staples were, and then also sand down the spackling, so then this is ready to paint. Once that was done, I'm going to take my nutmeg apple barrel paint, and I'm going to give this entire thing a coat of that. Now, I didn't really love the color, so what I'm going to do is mix in some Waverly Antique Wax, and I am doing this while the nutmeg color is still wet. So you're going to see at first I go very lightweight, and I'm still not loving this. So then I'm just going to cover the entire thing in the Waverly Antique Wax. Now, I made the mistake of pouring the wax right on the sign, and I had way too much, so you're going to see me take a baby wipe and wipe some off, but actually, the look that it created was pretty cool. I wanted this to look like wood anyways, and because I used a baby wipe to wipe the excess off, some of that nutmeg showed through underneath, so it gave it different tones to look like wood. So, you know, it's one of those happy accidents. Now, when I use the baby wipes to wipe the paint off, I am making sure to stay in the same direction and do nice clean lines. Then as you can see, that nutmeg paint is coming through from underneath. Real quick, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you're new, thank you so much for choosing to stop by today. I truly hope you love what you see, and hey, stick around with me for a while by hitting that subscribe button. If you're returning, you already know I love you, I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to share even more fun content coming up on my channel, especially in the new year. So now I'm going to go ahead and dry this a little bit so it's tacky. And then I'm just going to keep wiping. And I'm just going to kind of go between drying and wiping until I get the look that I like. Next, I'm going to take some black acrylic paint and I'm going to dry brush that all over my board. Now I'm going to switch up my brush. Sometimes I'm going to go fat brush, fat down, if that makes sense, like wider, and then I'm going to go thinner. So I'm going to switch up my brush strokes. And then I'm going to take another baby wipe and blend it all in. I did use a lot of baby wipes in this project. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my white chalk paint. And I'm very, very, very lightly brushing over that. You can see I'm barely putting any pressure on my board. But I did this just to add some dimension and just really make it look like a piece of wood. And then again, I'm going to take that baby wipe and I'm going to blend all of the paints together. Next, I'm going to take this star, and it's the Star of Bethlehem that I got on Amazon. I can leave the link in the description box below. And I'm actually going to use that on my sign. I thought it was really pretty, and it has the gold around it. And like I said, my theme this year is red and gold. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And then I cut out this decal from my Cricut, and it says, "Oh, come, let us adore him." So I'm going to kind of make this off center a little bit because I want the star to be like off in the corner, as you can see. So I had to put the star down so I knew where to put my decal. So right now I'm just laying out all of my words to make sure that I like it. And of course, in true Ashley fashion, the "come let us" is a little crooked and I didn't realize it until after the fact, of course. But I think this sign still came out really, really neat. So I'm just going to line everything up, and then once I have it how I like, I'm going to go ahead and push it all down on my board. Now, I did forget to mention that I had a decal on this before, and I did not like it. So what I ended up doing was when I took off that decal, it started ripping up the wax, and I really liked that look. So I went throughout the whole board and just put vinyl down and ripped it up. So that's where you're seeing all those little marks come from. Then also, before I put this decal on, I did cover that area with Mod Podge because sometimes decals don't like to stick to stain like the Waverly wax. So I did cover that area with Mod Podge first. Now I'm just dry brushing over my words with that Waverly Antique Wax just to kind of dull down the white a little bit. Then I'm taking my finger and I'm just blending it all in just to make it look a little rustic, dirty, antique, all the things. Then I didn't really like the bright gold of the star, so I'm going to go ahead and brush over that too, just to kind of dull that down. And I really loved the look that this gave because it made it look really rustic and antiqued as well. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this board over, and I realized that it really was not stable. It's kind of bowing. So I'm going to take these large paint sticks and I'm going to hot glue them to the back. Now, of course, I would have done this before I hot glued my star on, but I didn't realize it until then. Then I took this whole sign out to the garage and I'm just going to drill holes randomly in this sign because we're going to go ahead and put some twinkle lights around it. Now, for some reason, I lost the footage of me gluing down that star. I just glued it down with hot glue and super glue. Super easy. And then the cord, you can see I kind of slipped in between two of those signs there. And it worked out perfectly. So after I had all of my holes drilled, I'm going to go through and I'm going to sand the front so that way they're not so rough. And then I decided to highlight the holes a little bit. So I'm going to take my ivory chalk paint and the back of a paintbrush, and I'm just going to kind of highlight around where the holes are. So you'll see here, I'm just going to take the paint and just go around each one of the holes so that way it looks like stars on my board. After that, I'm going to turn over my board and I'm going to start adding my twinkle lights. So these lights I got from Menards, and it is a set of 70, although you're going to see I don't use all of them. But I am so happy that I got them because it made such a neat piece. So all I'm doing is plugging the strand of lights into the star. So that worked out perfect because then I can just plug the whole thing in my wall. So I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to poke the lights through my sign. Now, some of the holes didn't go straight through, so you're going to see that I use a skewer to go ahead and help open them up. So I'm just going to go ahead and poke all of them through. After all my lights were in my sign, this sign's complete and it's time to decorate. Alright, so here is what we will be decorating today. It is the mantle and the fireplace. So I do need to vacuum still. And then this is the, of course I'm going to get a different entertainment unit, but that's what we're working with today. And then this is all the stuff. And then also we have like the end table. We have the other end table. We have the blanket ladder. So we have a lot of stuff. So this is just kind of a rundown of everything I think I'm going to be using. And we're going to create something super, super amazing, I hope. Everything is based around these stockings right here. I got these stockings, oh my gosh, probably for $6 each after Christmas last year, and I just loved them. They're burlap and red, so as you can see, we got a lot of warm tones and red going on. So I already decorated my tree, so this is the tree right here, and of course it's the red and gold theme that I have going on. And I absolutely love it. So pretty. So yes, and then I also got the matching tree skirt for with stockings. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I like to do the mantle, like the fireplace, the mantle, and all that, and then we'll move around to the rest of the room. So let's go. So first I'm going to start off with the mantle. This is my favorite part to decorate. And I'm going to start off by giving this a good wipe down because it's just been sitting there. Now this mantle I actually ordered on eBay, and I had one like it at my old house and loved it so much that I wanted it again. So now I'm going to start off with this garland that I also got last year on clearance. Now it had pine cones on it, so I went ahead and cut those off because that's not really going with my theme right now. But of course I'm going to keep the pine cones because I'm probably going to add them in for my winter setup if I end up doing one. So to hang this garland, I'm just going to use command hooks, and I'm going to hang it on the front of my mantle because obviously we're going to be decorating the top. So I'm just going to go through and hang up my garland. And now I'm just going to go through and fluff all the branches, making sure that they look good. Okay, now to decorate my garland, I'm going to use the same ribbon that I used on my tree to go ahead and have everything match. So I'm just going to start at one end, and I'm going to do the twist method and just twist it around one branch and then keep going. So I'm not a professional. In fact, my tree was the first thing I ever did this method on, and then I loved doing it so much I did it all over my house. So, but I am just letting you know I'm not a professional decorator or, tree or garland decorator. So I basically just did the ribbon until I liked it, if that made sense. So there really is no rhyme or reason. I'm just making sure that the loops are pretty evenly spaced. And then what you do is you just wrap it around one branch, as you can see there, pull it really tight, and then find another loop. And then you want to also spread out your loop so that way it looks like the ribbon is weaved inside the garland. Now I always say it looks ugly before it gets pretty. So if you're not liking how it's looking at first, keep going, because once you start adding more decoration, it really is going to look so much better. So after I had this first layer of ribbon on, and I believe I got this ribbon from Joann's. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember because I bought so much ribbon from so many different places, but I'm pretty sure this one came from either Joann's or Walmart. I'm going to take this red sparkle ribbon that is also on my tree, and I'm just going to cut off strips, and I did not measure. I don't know how long these are, and I'm bad at guessing. And then I'm just going to randomly add these strips of ribbon across my garland as well. Now, the trick to this, or at least what I do, is just kind of weave it around so it's following a different direction of the garland itself. So once I had all my ribbon on, I'm going to go through and add my ornaments. So I got this big pack of ornaments with all different sizes in it from a local discount place called Ollie's. And so I'm going to add the big 3 bulbs to one on each end and then one to the middle. And then I'm just going to go through and fill in the rest of my garland with the smaller ornaments.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
After I had all the rest of the ornaments on, I'm going to take this little bow and bell, like little piece that I had in my stash, and I'm going to put it over the big ornaments on the end, just to add a little bit more detail. And then to the middle ornament, the gold one, I'm just going to add a big sparkly red bow. And I was going to add more. I did end up going through and adding some berries to this. If I had more picks or maybe poinsettias or something, I might have added more. But this is all I had, and honestly, I've spent so much money this year getting ready to decorate my house because I changed out all my decor from what I've had in years past. So I just really did not feel like going out and getting more. But the sales are going to start, so hopefully I can, stock up on some more picks and things for next year. But I really love how this garland came out, and when you see it next to the tree, I think it looks so good because it just all flows together. So after my bows were on and everything, I'm just kind of doing finishing touches. And now it's time to move to the top. So we're going to go ahead and add the sign that we made. And yes, this should be hung. I feel like it needs to be higher, but I'm putting the porcelain nativity set in front of it, and I just do not trust that it's gonna not fall, because if it falls, it's gonna knock down my pieces and they're gonna break. So I'm just leaning it for now. I just feel a lot more comfortable doing that. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and plug my sign in using an extension cord, and you're gonna see it light right now. Look how pretty that all looks. Oh, I love it. So twinkly. All right, to the sides of the top of my mantle, I'm going to add those thrift flip candle holders. And I did do those in a video, and I really loved them. And this is what I had in mind when I made them. Then I'm just going to add these big candles that I got from Hobby Lobby to the sides. And now we're going to go ahead and put together the nativity. Now, I did notice that my middle bulb was not in the middle, like where baby Jesus is, and I feel like that was the middle. So I just went ahead and scooted it over. Then it was time to add the stockings. So I got these stocking hangers from Hobby Lobby, and I love them because, of course, they're red, they have bells, but I like that they didn't have anything sticking out on top because I didn't want to take away from the nativity. So I'm just going to go ahead and position 2 on either side, and then I'm going to hang my stockings. Now, I did feel that it needed some red on top, so I picked up these beautiful trees from Menards. So I'm just going to add one to either side, and I really think that that added so much and brought it all together. So now the top of my mantle is done. So let's go ahead and move to the bottom. I'm going to give this a quick sweep because, of course, working with all that garland, it made it really messy because those pieces got everywhere. Now to the left side of my little hearth there, I'm going to add these gold lanterns. You might recognize these from fall. I had them out on my mom's front porch. And inside the lanterns, I'm just going to put some of the same bulbs. Now I am planning on putting some candles in there, the battery operated ones. I ordered a big pack from Big Lots because they were on sale, but they have not yet arrived. So when they come, I am definitely going to add those in there to make them light up. Next, I got this basket from Target. So I'm going to put that on the other side. And then I just had this throw already. So I really liked the color because it does bring in the natural. And my little pooch wanted to assist, I guess. And then I'm going to add this Ray Dunn pillow inside the basket because as you can see, I'm kind of going with the stripes. And then these faux birch logs are going to go inside the basket. Those came from the dollar spot, as well as this cute little reindeer. And I loved that reindeer. It's so cute. Now, I did add that little gift box to the side. That came from Hobby Lobby. And now I'm just going to go ahead and just start moving stuff around, fixing it, seeing it how I like. I do wish that I would have gotten the smaller gift box, but that's all I could find. Now moving on to the TV stand. Like I said, I am planning on getting a new one, but that's just going to have to wait. So I am going to add a garland to this. So in the front, I'm just adding some command hooks. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and put up my garland. And I do want the sides to hang out or hang down a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and hang this up. Now, after I fluffed all my branches and everything, I'm going to take this banner that, again, I got on clearance at Michael's, I think actually 2 years ago. And it says, "Believe in the magic of Christmas." And I absolutely loved it and thought it would be perfect in this garland. So I'm just kind of using the garland to just tie it on there basically, but I did want it to look like it was weaved in and out. So I am using some of the pieces to kind of fold over to hold it up. So you're going to see that I just really, mix it in there. And then on the ends, I puffed it out a little bit, fixed the end piece. So, but I love this. I absolutely love this saying. Anything that says believe or anything, I am totally into because I just love the magic of Christmas. All right, now it's time to light this up, and I thought it was gorgeous. So to make sure that this also matched the tree and the mantle, I'm just going to take those same ornaments, and I'm just going to randomly put ornaments all around the banner and going down on the sides as well. Now to the top, I'm gonna add these beautiful glass red trees, and I got these at Hobby Lobby, and you're supposed to put a candle underneath, battery operated, I assume, so it lights up. Then I'm gonna just add these little accessories to the bottom. You're gonna see in the final reveal, this changes a little bit, but I really love all the colors. Now that little sleigh and the two white vases with the red, those all came from Target Dollar Spot this year. Moving on to the couch area, I found this sign at Target Dollar Spot, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the wall. Now I know it's not proportional, but obviously just having moved in, I'm going to have to add photos and stuff to that wall, but I just wanted to add a little something. Then I'm going to give my couch a quick sweep here. And then it's time to add my pillows. And yes, I do have a small addiction with pillows and blankets, which you'll see in just a minute. So the first pillow I'm going to add is actually a pillowcase. And I can link this. I got it from Amazon. And it's just like that sweater look. And I just put it over some pillows I already had. So I'm going to add those to the end. And then I have two of these Rae Dunn Joy pillows that I'm going to add on top of the sweater pillows. And then I have this throw that I got from Home Goods. So I'm just going to literally throw it over the couch. And the trick to this is that it's supposed to look messy and not planned. Then these two white furry pillows came from Five Below. And then this gorgeous striped pillow also came from Home Goods. So I love, of course, the red and the burlap. I just think it's so pretty. Moving on to the end tables, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down. And then the placemat that I got came from Home Goods. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And then my coasters. And then I got this striped tree from Menards. And sorry, I kind of cut off the top a little bit here. So I'm going to add that to the side, and then you can see that I moved that picture frame here from my TV stand. Moving on to the other one, giving it a quick wipe down. I'm going to add the same placemat to this side. And then I'm going to add another one of those striped trees. And you'll get a better look. And I thought, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it when I saw that, how perfect it matched. Then that little gnome on the sleigh or sled, I made that in a DIY. Okay, to my blanket ladder. This is actually a furry table runner. I have two of them. One's on my dining room table. But I just thought I'd add it just to add a little cozy touch. This throw or blanket came from Walmart, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. And then this little red throw came from Target Dollar Spot this year, so I'm just adding them all to my blanket ladder. And then to the top of my blanket ladder, I just made a little arrangement with bulbs, and then I also added bells that I made in a DIY. So after my blanket ladder was done, it is now time for the final reveal. Let me know what you think about my Christmas living room.
Hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling laughing and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Dance, dance, now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on. Dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. No, it's the time of year, winter wonderland. My winter wonderland. It's the time of year, my winter wonderland, my winter wonderland. I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. Oh, my winter wonderland. Oh, my winter wonderland.
Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around.
I hope that you enjoyed this decorate with me of my living room and mantle. I absolutely love how it came out. I hope you got a lot of inspiration and ideas on how to decorate your home for this Christmas season, although I know that there's only a few days left. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, until I see you again, I'll decorate and craft with you soon.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.